All right, Ultimate Noops Nation, my name is Reed Nelson. This is Izzy Alkafas. This is This Week in Rec. We're done here in Fridley for the season. Playoffs will start next Thursday night. Playing games here Thursday night in Fridley. A couple of quick announcements. Tony DeBoer, you know Tony DeBoer.
Who?
Tony DeBoer. Went over the 5,000 point mark last week. Congratulations, Mr. DeBoer. Would you like to venture a guess who the next two Minnesota Rec players are? Right on the cusp.
How am I supposed to know? There's like a million of them.
They're semi-retired.
Semi-retired?
Yeah, they don't really play much anymore. One, you may or may not have tripped in a actual event.
Monska?
Justin Monska.
Wow.
The other may have been here tonight. Batiste is the other.
Really?
Two current guys that are close, Ben Martancic, Kyle Mead. They're about 4,400. They're about 600 points away. So congratulations, Tony. Nice work, sir.
Nice job.
Okay. Last night, a couple of interesting things happened. Rematch of the Gold Cup Finals. I love how your backpack is still on. Classy.
Should I take it off?
No, you can do whatever you'd like.
I'll take it off.
Recap of last season's Gold Cup Finals between the Shockers and the Rebels. Aaron Daniels, 27 points on 11 of 14 shooting. I put in parentheses, is Ferber injured? He got worked by Aaron Daniels yesterday. He shot 79% from the field. What are your thoughts?
Well, Paul isn't a very good man defender. He's a really good help defender. So I'm surprised that it was that easy for Aaron Daniels. I didn't watch the game, so I don't know what happened. But is it surprising? Yeah, a little bit, just because even if Aaron does get his way, it's still hard to make shots,
Sure.
against the Rebels because they got good help, and you're always thinking that somebody's going to block your shot on the Rebels. So it's impressive performance nonetheless.
Zhao gone, Dustin DuPont gone. Who is more important to their respective teams?
It's Dustin.
Okay. Transitioning with the Rebels here, they are now 3-4. They play Miller time next week. Let's say they're going to finish at 4-4. They won't be a top 4 seed.
That would be a top 5 seed.
Well, that's the thing. I was just going to ask. This new okay, so under the old system, they'd be a 13 seed. Under the new system, they're going to be a 5 or a 6 seed. Do you see them literally landing at 5 or 6?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Because here's the thing, like this new system really takes into account teams that have bad attendance. So if players miss games, it just kind of avoids that. The Rebels coasting through the season, not really trying very hard, and then throwing them in the middle of the muck, and then getting matched up with the 1 seed in the first round, hypothetically. That's just not how it's supposed to be.
Gorillas lose last night. They go from 6-0 to 6-1. We still have them as the number 1 seed, though, potentially. They're the only one-loss team in Rec. Uncle Drew's kids, you think sneak into the top 4 now as well?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I do.
Who else? Shockers.
I had Uncle Drew's kids in the top 4 before.
Okay.
Yeah, even with the before the win. Yeah, so my top 4 stays the same, and that was Gorillas, Shockers, Uncle Drew's kids, Fob.
Gorillas play footballers next week, who last night were without all their footballers. They were all the football guys were gone.
Oh, they had the Sherrills.
Oh yeah, Sherrills was there. It was great. Trey Sales went for a long pass. Pass goes up. He just picked it right from him. It was a thing of beauty. It's like he does that for a living or something. Yeah. So they were ahead 16-0. 16-17-0, something like that. And the Red Devils came back and won that game. So, yeah, I don't have any further comments. Just thought I'd note that. Okay. Chris Maher, Jake Gave, obvious MVP candidates. There's really nobody else worth discussing. But if I made you, who would be the third name on that list?
It's hard to really say Storm Graham, but he's extremely valuable to that team.
They lost tonight. I think they scored 15 points in the second half.
Yeah, they did score 15 points in the second half. And he kind of struggled. He's their engine. I mean, he's their entire offensive flow. I would like that if he would have played 2 leagues, he'd probably be more of an MVP candidate. But the fact that he plays 1, it's it's really hard, despite how great he's been. And I mean, he's such a great defender too, and I'm man crushing on him big time. I like his game.
Okay. So if the Rebels are 5, and UANO loses tonight, footballers lose last night. Who's your, and I want to say UANO and footballers were 6-7 approximately. Who do you have kind of right after the Rebels?
Probably Blazers.
Who are your top 4 again? Uncle Drew's kids, Shockers, Gorillas, and Fob. Okay.
Yeah, so Blazers, I mean, technically based on record, Blazers would be 5. But how I'm going to probably have it, I'm going to have Rebels at 5 and Blazers at 6 on my rankings. Does that make sense?
Gotcha. Yeah, and you're doing rankings for 2 teams, potentially.
Yes, I would be. Yeah, that is, how do we... Interesting.
Yeah, no, I think we'll have to have somebody else do it for Fob or something. Maybe Junius can do it.
Well, I think it doesn't matter. I can just do both the same way. And But yeah, I think here's the thing, for each team it's going to be different because Fob's going to prefer different matchups than the Gorillas.
Give me a sneaky team in the teens that you do not want to see in the first round. So if you're a 2-seeded Fob 5, who do you not want to see at that 15 seed?
Probably the
Supersonics, maybe?
No, we'd figure that out. I think the Muskies are going to be top 10. Probably the Magic Johnsons. I said they were my dark horse.
They sneak past 12 o'clock boys tonight by what, 8?
Yep. No, 11. Oh, no,
11.
13.
I knew it was 13. Okay. I asked you, I gave you some research for today. Let's see if you did your work. Defensive MVPs, something we haven't awarded in a long time. Who are those guys that are up there defensively? Maybe don't get all the credit they deserve.
Well, for me, defensively, it's not about steals and stats. It's
Sure.
about who's actually clamps. And for me personally, watching him on the Muskies and watching him on Fob, it's John Christensen. He's the best perimeter defender in rec right now. You tell him to guard somebody, he completely eliminates them from the game. So he'd be my defensive player of the year or season. I don't think there's a big man that's really consistently showed up and dominated defensively. So it's kind of hard to put anybody else in that category. I mean, we can go with the normal DuPont, Jansen, but they've been subpar this season, the team has in general. So I'd probably give it to John. Okay,
last question. I spoke with Keith Durham today extensively, and I said to him, I go, what do the words Minnesota Rec mean to you? And he's like, what? And I go, has anybody from Bloomington or Fridley reached out? He's like, oh, yeah, like 5 guys.
Oh, really?
And I was like, anybody not from the Dream League? He's like, yeah, all of them haven't been from the Dream League.
Well, that's how, because Kevin is from
Well, I guess one from the Dream League. Listen, he was on the podcast. We'll see exactly. I'm not quoting him verbatim, but I believe he said none of them were for the Dream League. So we'll see. We can double check. Who is Keith Durham playing on next year's season, and along with that, Arthur Frazier, Alan Edwards, some of these new rookies?
Probably Gorillas and Fob.
No, you're not. You're not kidding.
I have no idea.
You're not kidding at all.
I haven't asked him a single time.
Do you plan on it?
No. Well, I don't know what my rosters are going to be like. If I don't have anybody on my teams, yeah.
Oh.
Like if I lose, I know Chris is expecting another kid. If Chris is expecting another kid, I'll reach out to Keith. Yeah, for sure. Why wouldn't I?
Okay.
Who else am I going to get? Reed Nelson?
He's a free agent apparently. So
I want to talk about UANO tonight.
Okay, we did. They scored 15 points the second.
Yeah, you can't. I brought him up because of Storm.
Okay. So go ahead. UANO loses to the Blazers tonight.
And the issue was they could not make a 3-pointer to save their life. And it was Crary, Churchill, Graham, Marquardt went like 3 for 22 or 23, maybe 3 for 23. That's 13%. That's not going to cut it.
No.
and then even the 12 o'clock boys, they trimmed it down to 1 point. I think it was a 1 point game. They might have even been tied with like 4 or 5 minutes left. And they were also, for the game, and the entire team was like 3 for 25. It was something bad. So both those teams should have won had they actually made some shots and protected the ball a little bit. So I would be worried if I was the Blazers going into the postseason if they're going to play like that, and I'd be worried if I was the Magic Johnsons if they're going to play against worse teams like that. Magic Johnsons need to play up to their competition and down to their competition, if you know what I mean. I think some teams do that. Magic Johnson is a perfect example of a team that plays up to their competition and then plays down.
So I saw the Scorpions free ballers score. It was 67-16. I was like, whoa,
No.
nice job, guys. Yeah. Oh, it was 67-60. I was like, good job, guys. Good job, Scorpions. Only 4 players for the free ballers. So, and Jake Thompson's shooting woes continue.
Really?
And I mentioned this on the podcast today. He was in the gym Monday afterwards shooting. He was in the gym yesterday afterwards shooting. I want to say he was 3 for 15 or something. And this is 4-on-5, so these are open looks.
Well, no, he's got the 4 though.
What now?
The Scorpions didn't have 4.
No, the free baller said 4. Oh yeah, good point.
Thank
It
you.
doesn't really matter though.
I guess you're right.
So he put up 15 threes or so and did not make very many of them. Something's wrong with his stroke.
Got to maybe go lefty.
Maybe. I love that we have an audience now. This is fantastic.
It's good TV, is it not? Is it not? Is it better live?
It's better live. Could we sell tickets for this? Okay. Bring pizza. The the Abdi or the Abdi episode is still my favorite episode of all
Bring
time.
that back eventually?
Well,
Or at least cut the Abdi part. Can we just cut it into this episode?
I could try. It takes a while and it gets late.
Just put it in the middle of it.
But I gotta cut it out of the old podcast or cut it out of the old video and cut it into here. And I get home, it gets to be late, and it's a lot of effort.
Sounds like a couple cuts. That's it.
Yeah, but I gotta find the video. Send me the video, and I'll do it. I'll try.
Yeah. Cut it into every video, every Dream League video, no matter what. Even if it's a 1-minute video, just splice it in there.
Oh, that was priceless. That was great. There were people that were mad at you for that, and I don't know why. But
Well, Abdi wasn't, so that's all I care about.
Which one?
I think all 3 of them enjoyed it.
Okay. All right. Next Wednesday is the seeding meeting, which really isn't a meeting anymore. It'll just be the top 4 seeds deciding their fate. So, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, I just realized 8 weeks into the season, Antoine Lynch isn't playing rec. Did you notice that? Why did you make that face?
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's such an average player.
Okay. That's it. We'll cut it there. We'll see you guys next week. Playoffs next week. Can't wait. Scoot over, please. I know, but I got to get in here. Got to get in. Hey. Comes right through. Check.
How old is he? Dude, you want me to be up here? Go ahead.
Come back. We'll cut it there. We'll see you guys next week. Playoffs next week. Can't wait. Look at where you are now on the screen. You see how far you moved over?
Once again,
asked you.
you do this. You do this.
No.
All right, Izzy. Give me your MVP candidates.
I haven't moved my feet.
Yeah, but you don't move the mic. You hold the mic like this, and you're like, all right, Izzy, what do you think of the MVP candidates? You hold it. Where am I supposed to go?
Just stop it.
Practice.
No, I was doing this.
Yeah, sometimes, but when we first started, you weren't, so I had to get closer. And then that's what you do. You do this.
It's like this. Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll spice it in there somewhere.